Hey everybody, Ian Preston here. Welcome to my first movie review. Welcome to my first movie review. I have just recently watched this movie. It came out like 2 weeks ago. I'm reviewing the 2019 film, the drama fantasy film, Frozen 2. It's rated PG. It's an hour and 43 minutes. Release date in the U.S. The theatrical release date in the U.S. is November 22nd, 2019. Directed by Jennifer Lee and Chris Buck. Music by Christophe Beck. Produced by Peter Del Vecchio. Screenplay Jennifer Lee and Allison Schroeder. Starring Idina Menzel, Kristen Bell, Josh Gad, Evan Rachel Wood, Jonathan Groff, Sterling K. Brown, and Alfred Molina. Now, I do not recommend you guys watching this video, because this video contains spoilers, so just a reminder, if you haven't seen the movie, check out immediately, stop watching. But if you have seen the movie, you can stick around. So anyway, it all starts out with Anna and Elsa are just kids, and I actually figured they'd have like a little flashback to when they were kids. Their father talks about the Enchanted Woods and how people tried to protect Arendelle, and then they built a huge dam to protect Arendelle, and then all of a sudden everyone starts fighting. Apparently Anna and Elsa's grandfather went over the edge, and then someone saved him. Someone saved their father, not their grandfather, sadly. And then apparently Anna doesn't want to go to sleep until their mother sings them a song about some place that lies beyond the I can't remember what it was really, away from the Enchanted Woods. And then years later, they're all grown up, and then Mr. Kristoff is planning to propose to Anna, and eventually, hang on, sorry about that, guys. Okay, anyway, apparently, 3 years after the coronation, Elsa celebrates autumn in the kingdom with Anna, Olaf the snowman, Kristoff the ice harvester, and Kristoff's reindeer Sven. And then eventually she hears this mysterious voice calling her out in the distance, and then somebody says, "Your Majesty," and then she gets shocked, and then she accidentally freezes her hands together, and then she goes, "Yes, sorry, I'm coming." And sorry, you can hear my cat. And then eventually, Anna and Olaf sing a song, and everyone starts celebrating around Arendelle. Everyone starts singing about something. I can't remember the title of the song. And then eventually, later that night, they're like, Anna, Elsa, Olaf, Kristoff, and Sven are playing charades, which is fun. And then Elsa just goes to bed early because she says she's exhausted, but she doesn't want to tell them about the mysterious voice. She starts singing a song, Into the Unknown, because of hearing about the voice, and then all of a sudden she does something with these little ice thingies, and they all start falling in everywhere, and then eventually she accidentally awakens the elemental spirits, fire, air, water, and earth. And then apparently everyone had to evacuate the place. And anyway, I'm sorry, my cat's doing something. Grand Pappy and the Trolls colony arrived at Arendelle, and Pappy informs them that they must set things right by discovering the truth about the kingdom's past. And then, so basically Elsa and Anna and Olaf and Kristoff and Sven embark the Enchanted Forest, and then after the mist parts of Elsa's touch, the air and the spirit form a tornado, and then Elsa uses her powers to like destroy the tornado, and then eventually some people come, and then they're about to fight and probably attack Elsa and Anna and them, and then all of a sudden Elsa explains who they are, and they're the North. These people they encounter are the North Thol'dra, and a troop of Arendellian soldiers who are still in conflict with one another after the fire spirits. And then Olaf is singing a song about hoping he's mature and all, and then, which is funny, and then eventually Elsa discovers a little fiery salamander, and she causes her magic ice powers to cause him to stop, causing to catch on fire and stuff. And Elsa eventually learns that the existence of the fifth spirit who will unite people and the magic of nature. And eventually they camp out with these people, and then Kristoff meets a guy named Ryder, because Kristoff tells him that he's having trouble trying to propose to Anna, and then he said he'd help him. And then he said he tries to show him all these reindeer, and he said it always helps, like reindeer will always help out. And then he tries proposing, and then all of a sudden it was one of the elder ladies that was with them, and she goes, "No, the princess went off with Elsa," and Olaf went off with them too. And apparently, they headed north, and then Kristoff sang a song, feeling sad about hoping that he could even fall in love with Anna. But other than that, they even had to hide from these things called the Earth Giants. Sorry if I'm a little out of order. I just saw this movie, so Earth Giants. They had to hide, and Elsa had to hide because she didn't want them seeing her mostly. And then eventually, Elsa, Olaf, and Anna arrive at the ship that their parents sunk in, that their parents were in, and apparently the ship that their parents are in, and it was all damaged because it was sunken. They didn't know that they were at the South Seas, and then Elsa finds something and realizes what had really happened. The parents went out to find secrets about her, and then she said she has to do this alone, and then Anna, and she sends off Anna and Olaf on a little ice boat onto the river, and they had to be careful because the frost giants were sleeping. And then they go down in the water, like they go down in this cave, and they go down a waterfall. Anna tells him, "Try not to scream," and then Olaf screams. And then Elsa's trying to walk on water using her ice powers, and then as she's in the water, she fails a couple times, and then she manages to get it down, and then she fights this water horse until she eventually gets to ride on the water horse, because she eventually tames it and causes it to like follow her. And anyway, then she eventually makes it to the place. I can't remember. Adaholland, that's what it was called. She learns about the dam being built and to reduce the North Thol'dra's resource because of King Runard's dislike of the tribe, and turns out that his future wife saved him. So basically, Anna and Elsa's mother saved him. And she looks around, seeing flashbacks when they were children, building Olaf. I mean, when Anna and Elsa were children. When Elsa looks around, seeing flashbacks about what has happened, like flashbacks from the previous Frozen movie, just titled Frozen 1, and she remembered how her and Anna built Olaf. She remembered they even showed the Duke of Wesselton going like a chicken with the face of a monkey, and then they even showed Prince Hans going Prince Hans of the Southern Isles meeting Anna, and then somehow Elsa used her power to like cause the Hans illusion, or the Hans dream thingy to poof. And then eventually things go wrong because she finds herself going too far. She now learns that King Ruder, her father, was the one who initiated the conflict by killing the leader of Northuldra. she tries to send this information to Anna before freezing solid due to venturing into the most dangerous part of all the Holland. And then this causes Olaf to fade away, which was sad, and I was pretty shocked. Like, oh no, I kind of had a feeling something was going to happen. Anna felt sad. She received Elsa's message, and she knew what she had to do. She manages to wake up the giants, the earth giants, and then she causes them to run towards her because she had to destroy the dam. And then Kristoff and Sven come to save her because she was about to get stomped on. And then she tells all the soldiers that they have to destroy the dam. And then she told that Elsa took her life to find out the truth. And she goes, "Please, before we lose somebody else." And then they started banging their swords against the shields, causing the giants to come closer. And then the giants start smashing the dam. And then Anna almost falls off, but Matthias and Kristoff save her. And then all of a sudden the huge flood starts happening. Everybody in Arendelle sees this all, including the trolls. And then this causes Elsa to unfreeze, and then she's about to fall down into some darkness, and then the water horse saves her. She rides on the water horse, uses her awesome powers to stop the huge flood from hitting Arendelle, before washing Arendelle away. And then eventually, everyone cheers, and everyone's happy, everything's saved, and then Elsa and Anna reunite, and Anna gets so emotional, and then she explains, "You saved me again," and then she asks this question, she asks if she wants to build a snowman, and then she uses her powers to bring Olaf back. I mean, they built the snowman, and then Olaf came back, and then Kristoff proposed to Anna, and then Sven started crying. Poor Sven. And then Elsa explains that she and Anna are now the bridge between the people and the magical spirits. And then Elsa says that she was the fifth spirit. And Anna becomes the new queen of Arendelle, while Elsa becomes the protector of the enchanted forest, and all the spirits have been lifted up. And she regularly visits Arendelle as peace is restored, and because she gets messages from her sister, and all. Anyway, in a post-credit scene, Olaf visits Elsa's ice palace and tells Marshmallow, that humongous giant ice dude, ice monster thingy, and the little Snowgies that Elsa sneezed up in Frozen Fever, about the events he experienced. And earlier in the movie, he even talks about what has happened in the first Frozen movie to the soldiers that they met in the Enchanted Forest, or the people that they met in the Enchanted Forest. But yep, but when Olaf talks about what he's experienced in the movie, when he tells Marshmallow and the Snowgies, this is in the post-credit scene. This is the after-credit scene. So you'll have to sit through the credits to wait for that to happen if you see the movie. But I already warned you that this has spoilers in it, but I'll put it in the title. But anyway, I rate this an 11 out of 10. This was great. Critics were right about this movie. It was great. Even better than the first one, that's for sure. And we do kind of have a little bit of flashbacks of Let It Go, like when Olaf's telling the story and Elsa's having her flashbacks. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I will be doing more of these little movie reviews and all, and I will also review old movies, and I'll even put movie reviews on my second channel too, and I'll even have story time about stuff that has happened in my life in the past. But thank you guys for watching. Turn on post notifications, and Ian Preston out. Ian Preston signing off. Or it's been your boy Ian, or Ian Preston. Peace out. Love you. Subscribe.